What up? Hey, what's going on, squad? It is your favorite diva here. It is just a few minutes to 8 o'clock. If you haven't done so already, please go get yourself a drink, particularly an adult one. I just want to get my camera and mic, everything all set up. I'm going to pour myself some drinks. So I'll tell you what, once you guys hear this, go ahead and type something in the chat. Are we back? Okay. It did a little weird freeze thing. So if you are live out there and you can hear me, type penis or your favorite genitalia. I'm going to be right back. Just getting my drink. Oh, okay. Yes. Yes, Philip. Yes, you do need a drink. Gosh, I need you to do better, boo. Set an example, okay? All right. Why is this on? Okay. Doo-doo-doo. And also for you guys, today's drink, this is apple pie bourbon whiskey. Jesus, it is tasty as a mofo is what it is. This is like drinking and get some chest hair kind of shit. So, oh, fruit juice right here. It looks like we're in a good crowd. You share that drink? Listen, Stephanie, I share my drinks in my heart. Okay, so I invite you. We've still got time. I still need to write a note or two based on me. I got some great questions that I want to address from the Facebook invite. Also, for those of you guys who are just joining, if you haven't been part of one of my webinars before, first of all, welcome. This is pretty awesome. I'm Roz the Diva. Hopefully, you already know that. But this is pretty casual. This is just my way of getting to drop all kinds of nerdy knowledge bombs on you guys. If you click on my account, my little icon at the top, I've got a couple different webinars. You can view them for free at all times. So if there's anything you missed or you want to come back, and you want to watch it later, go for that. Teachers, studio owners, whatever, broadcast this to whoever you want. I mean, it does not matter to me. And also I think there's a slight delay in me speaking and you hearing it. So, but go ahead. If you look at the chat window, the chat column that is right next to you, I think it's to the right of your window. It's to the right of mine. You can go ahead, throw some comments out there. If I say something and you want to throw in your 2 cents, you have a question, I love that. So go ahead and type that chat right in there. Just to give you guys a quick preview of some things that I want to talk about. I've got my notes here also, so if that's how casual this is. But I put up an interesting question on the Facebook invite. I was like, let's talk with you guys. What questions do you have? And as per usual, you did not disappoint. So I want to talk about everything. Conditioning for inverts. Inverts are just, man. So we got some inverts work. Enthusiasm. Gosh, how do you do it? We love pole, but sometimes we're like, where's my pole? I'm not about this gym life. Jesus. Um, Jasmine also has got a really, really great question about how I've seen my body change over time. Body change. Let me see. Making the gym less boring. I got you, Melly B. And let's see, we've got cross training ideas at home without a pole. Man, I want to talk so much about that. Apple. Wonderful. And we've got how do you, so also like how do you make a program? So Amy's got a good question that she put here. It's balancing, doing weights and doing sort of the heavy stuff, but then not being too tired for pole. So we'll talk about a balanced program. Meow, 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 meow. And motivation. Okay, cool. So we'll do our this official 60-second countdown. So you guys can go ahead and get a beverage ready if you haven't already done so. And I'll start. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'm gonna start my introductory babble, and in a minute or two, I'll sort of get into the meat of our topic today. So first of all, thank you, and thank you guys for coming out for another webinar. I think this is number at least 4. I think it might be 5. I have to double check, but I really like doing these because this is a way for me to, I love to talk in class. Good God, I love to talk, but I feel like I can never talk as much as I really want to. So this is my way of being able to get all that extra stuff out. And which is really it's exciting to me, and I love that. And it's also a way for me, I can't be all across the country at once as much as I want to, so having you guys give me questions and I get to talk and interact, and it's pretty cool. And what I've also noticed from the other webinars that we've done is that you guys have so much knowledge to share with each other, so that's why this chat box is gold. So go ahead, use it, don't be shy about it. I got a couple of familiar faces here. Hey, Stacy. Got Stacy, Amy, Stephanie, Arisha. Oh shit! Miss Monet. I'm sorry. I just fucked up your whole situation. That is the ultimate like minority fail. But I want you to know it's beautiful, Miss Monet. Hey, we got Victoria, we got Jasmine, we got Mr. Philip Deal, we've got Latasha. Oh, hi, Latasha. And then we have some other random drone visitors at the end who didn't want to register, and I don't blame them. So we're going to go until about 8:55 tonight, so then you all can go and watch Scandal. Does anybody still watch Scandal? I don't know. I watch it sometimes, but I'm not mad if I miss it and get it on demand. So anyway, all right, so I want to jump into our webinar topic for today. And as what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk for probably about 10-15 minutes or so. Then I'll take a pause. I'll ask you guys for some feedback, some questions. We'll get a little chat going, and then I will come back to that. If anytime during my talk, though, if you have a question or something you want to say, go ahead and type it. And when I take my pause between topics, I'll come back to that chat box and I'll read your topic and your question, and I'll go over that. So, we good? We good. So first thing, what the hell is cross-training? So you guys may have seen or heard this term, this fun buzzword, cross-training, cross-training, but what is it? Basically, it means cross-training is anytime you do something athletic or fitness related that isn't your primary sport. So most of us here on this list were pole dancers, either beginner, advanced, teachers, owners, the whole shebang-a-bang. And I would consider pole dancing for most of us our primary sport. And then the other things that we do, there are other great stuff as well, and that I would consider those cross-training. And specifically with cross-training, why it's a little bit different than just doing a whole bunch of sports and calling that cute, is because cross-training has an intent to make you better at your primary sport. Okay, so one more time, cross-training is when you do activities other than your primary sport with the intention of getting better at your primary sport. Now, depending on who you talk to, what kind of sports you do, what kind of coach who you're rocking with, they can tell you a million different things that will qualify as cross-training. So, as always, my list, my opinions, they are not definitive. This isn't the end of the world. This is just what has worked really well for me. So, number one, let's talk about, and I want to give a little bit of my backstory just for a hot second, because somebody had asked me in our Facebook group or in the event if I could talk about the way my body has changed. So What I have found over the last 8.5 years of pole dancing, shit, I can't believe it's been 8.5 years yet already. But what I found in 8.5 years of pole dancing is that at this point, I'm actually roughly the same weight as when I started. Arguably, maybe even a few pounds heavier. Now, I haven't always been that size. I went down about 30 pounds and then shit happened and I came back up that 30 pounds. But the difference between my body then and my body now is that so much of my weight is composed of muscle. So before I was doing pole dancing, which the heart of pole is strength training. So it's similar. It's a similar effect if we're lifting weights and doing all that like bro shit in the gym. We just do it in a different version, but it's very similar. So with strength training, what that does is it helps you build muscle, of course, and it starts to give you a different shape because, in case you're not sure, muscle isn't necessarily lighter than fat or heavier than fat, but it's more dense. So it's like you can imagine that you have a golf ball and then a navel orange. Okay? So they're still going to be the same weight, but that navel orange is going to take up more volume than the golf ball. Okay? And because it takes up more volume, this is when your size increases. All right? And what's great about this muscle is even if your numbers, your weight doesn't go down, having more muscle than fat in almost every case is a win. We want that because muscle is going to help you, where fat is not going to do much to help you on the pole. And that's arguable in some cases. It's not like fat is going to make you terrible pole, clearly, because I ain't terrible, but it makes it tougher. But when you've got muscle, you've got more things to help you go through those pole movements. So I would say that's my biggest change, is that my weight has roughly stayed the same at this time, but I've got way more muscle than I did before. So another thing I want to talk about with cross training, I want to start with things that you can do at home. I get this question 900 times a day, a week, and I love it. I think it's great because it shows that you guys are thinking about what's going on and what you're doing, and you want to move forward. So, number one, foam roll. Foam roll. If you don't know what foam rolling is, you know what? We're going to take a little trip, okay? Because I'm going to show you the foam roller that I have, okay? You're going to say, oh, look at my apartment. In case you're not sure what a foam roller is or you've never used one before, I'm going to show you exactly what it is and why it's important. This thing, yes. Let's go hang out with me on the couch. Oh, look at all the wall. I built your mind. Yay. Coming back, coming back. Ah. Okay, back in action. So this foam roller right here is basically a masseuse when you can't afford a masseuse. So the technical term is self-myofascial release. That means massage. What a massage does for your muscles, there's a whole host of benefits. Number one, if you are tight in a particular area, we all get that tightness, or those muscles are just being worked and worked. And for pole dancers, we do a lot with our postural chain. Your postural chain in your upper body is essentially your back and your shoulders. And there's a lot of different muscles that go into that. So we spend so much time pulling down to actually pull our bodies up. And I'm sure so many of your teachers out there have said, pull your lats down, push your lats down, push your shoulders down. That's using those back muscles to help ourselves lift. So your lats, imagine yourself doing a pull-up. Those, your lat muscles, those are the big, big muscles in your back. Those are the muscles that are doing most of the work. And so one thing you can do to help them is you foam roll them. So after, you can do this before too, but after you've been in class, you've been inverting on both sides, and you're like, Jesus, I'm sore. I'm sore. It hurts. Go ahead, look up some YouTube videos about how to foam roll. And what that foam roller is going to do, it's going to start to massage your muscles and help them to relax. When your muscles are tight or you have a knot in your muscle, that's because all those muscle fibers, they just don't stop going. They're just, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta squeeze, I gotta lift, I gotta contract, and they're just really, really uptight. But when you massage it, it's saying, hey, calm down, ease up, spread out. And that's when your muscles can start to heal themselves. If those muscles stay tight and they stay active and they stay firing, this is why your body is tense and your muscles just want to do this. And then when you need to go and use them, you can't use them to their full extent because they're wound up so tight. Imagine, when you need to go on vacation, you're just at work, someone steps on your toe and you want to curse a bitch out. And you're like, something's wrong. I need to just go and relax. And then once you get on the beach, you're like, oh, okay, I'm not going to kill anybody now. That's what your muscles need. So foam rolling is one way to get there. Now, in terms of what parts of your body to foam roll and what types of foam rolling exercises that you should look for, you want to look for things that target your back, specifically your latissimus dorsi or your lat muscles. You want to go with things that relax the back of your neck and your shoulders. Ooh, those are so critical. Neck and shoulders. Neck and shoulders, okay? And when you're rolling on this foam roller, when you get to a point and you're like, damn, that was this is tender. This spot hurts. Like, oh God, that's exactly where you need to stay. Because what that tender, that hurt spot is that's a knot. That's where a particular place in your muscle that is like this. All the muscle fibers are like this and they're freaking out and you need them to calm down. It's going to be some tough love. Foam rolling is going to be some love-hate. But trust me, love, your body's going to love you for this. In terms of lower body, I mean, there's really no wrong way to foam, honestly. Now, there are some more suggested areas in terms of like what muscles to target. Like if you have an injury, there are some places where I would say, you know what, don't roll that area, roll this. But that's way too deep. And this is a free webinar, so we're not even going to get into that. But that's something that you can look up. You can look at different ways. And also, it doesn't have to be this big old foam tube. A tennis ball works wonders, and they're so cheap. Do not pay money for some super high-tech massage ball that's going to cost you $25, $30 versus a pack of 3 tennis balls, which will cost you $3. And that $3 is in New York City, so God knows if you leave New York how much it would actually cost. Probably free. So just to wrap up that point, foam rolling is incredibly important. Again, because it relaxes the muscles that we overuse. So a lot of our back muscles, it tells the muscles to relax. And also a bonus nugget is when the muscles relax, that's when blood can flow through. You want blood flow because the blood has oxygen and nutrients and the proteins, all the stuff to make you stronger. It can't get to your muscle if it's always tight. So I want to pause there for a hot second because I just went in for like 15 minutes and I want to ask if anybody's got any questions or tell me, for you guys who are foam rolling out there, what is your favorite place to roll? Like, I mean, not like at the gym or whatever, but the part of your body where you feel like, oh man, I need this. Oh, Alyssa. Hey, Alyssa. So Alyssa's coming through with some comments. I got three for $1.99 at Target. You damn right. You got three tennis balls for $1.99. And guess what? If you lose one, who gives a shit? Because it was 70 cents about. You do that math thing. It's about 70 cents a ball. I keep one in my backpack. I pop it underneath my hamstring, which for me is always tight and crazy. So I have that on cue. Oh man, and just as Alyssa said, tennis ball has been a lifesaver healing my hamstring injury. You could go to every doctor in the world. You could have literally like Doogie Howser looking at you, and they will probably tell you it's not about how much money you spend on some fancy tools. It's how you use the tools that you've got. Michelle, butt or lower back? Boom, boom, boom. Your butt, particularly that big meaty chunk in the back, the one that does all the twerking. Yeah, get it, get it, get it. That's a great place to roll because one, you don't think of your butt as a muscle. We think of it as a butt, but we forget it's one of the biggest muscles you got back there in the posterior chain, and it does a lot of work. So show your booty some love, literally. Oh, Stephanie got Amy and Stephanie. I use a tennis ball under my lower back since my injury, and it helps to adjust itself and stay in place. You're damn right it does, Amy. Oh, and Michelle's got a great point. I bought a foam roller with grooves, and it is amazing. So here, this is a very simple version of a foam roller because it's smooth, like a baby's butt. So it's a smooth side, but there are 9 million iterations. You can get one that looks like monster truck tires, and that's fine. I would say if you haven't done this before, get a smooth one. So that way your muscles can adjust to this because it will be an adjustment. Because you'll get on a grooved one with some, even the little spikes and say, oh shit. Philip, yeah. You know what? I hate you, Philip Teal. But this is something, this is why I like having a diversity audience. So Philip comes through, I like to sit on a tennis ball and roll out my prostate. This might not help us. I mean, it might, because we're neutral. There's a little bit of everybody on Team Diva, but this is actually something that I wouldn't have thought of because I don't have a prostate. But, but, I can imagine for male athletes and male dancers, that's that's an area that I wouldn't think of, but it's a very sensitive area. There's a lot going on, and you absolutely have to keep that healthy. A quick side note, my father actually, now this is going to sound crazy, but I promise he's fine. My father had to get radiation to kill a couple of prostate cancer cells about a year and a half ago. So, Philip, I'm actually really glad that you talked about that because that's life, you know. Okay, so, oh wait, Stephanie's got a great point. I use a tennis ball between my shoulder blades. Jesus be the strength, it hurts so good. Child, Stephanie, you ain't never lied. So I actually want to talk about between the shoulder blades. That's a good thing to, that's a good transition to the next topic. So I talked a lot about our lat muscles, the big ones in the back. There's also a smaller set of muscles that are right between your shoulder blades. These are called your rhomboids, okay? So every time you row, if you like think of yourself rowing a boat, when you squeeze those shoulders back together, you're squeezing your rhomboid muscles together. Again, a smaller group of muscles in the back right between your shoulder blades. We use these so much in almost everything that we do with pole dancing. So having that tennis ball, like getting it, or even if you post up on the side of a door frame, oh, you can, because it's stable, you can kind of wiggle it, and then it gets a little bit underneath. Oh my goodness. So, moral of the story is when you massage, when you take care of your muscles, sometimes, not sometimes, but that is just as valuable as if you went to the gym. If you go and work out as hard as we do, rest, rest, God damn it, is the cross training that we need the most. So, okay, so let's say you had your rest day, you didn't, but we're pretending you did. And in terms of actual exercises now that you can do. So with pole, I mentioned we're using a lot of our postural muscles. Those are the muscles in the back. So you want to think, and it's a lot of strength training. So you want to think of, so when you're thinking about cross training, you want to do other things. You want to put your body in different movement patterns than what we do in pole dancing. So in pole, we do a lot of overhead. We pull ourselves up onto the pole. We pull and we squeeze, and it's lifting weights, it's resistance, it's going against gravity, all of that stuff. That's strength training 101 right there. Number one, cardio. Everybody take a drink, okay? One, because it's fun to take a drink, but two, cardio is the rat bastard for strength people. Mm, shit. If you don't hear me, this is apple pie whiskey. This shit is good as a mofo. Anyway, oh, mm, cardio. Yes, it is the damn C word. So here's what cardio is. So we know cardio generally is you're on the treadmill when you're not lifting any weights, you're just running somewhere, you're dancing, you're doing something where you bust out a sweat. The reason why cardio is important for us is because one, it's a new way of using our muscles. So it gives the muscles that we're always used to stressing, it gives them time to chill out, and it gives the other muscles a chance to catch up and come to the party. Cardio also is important. So when you're on stage for PSO Nationals and you're trying to get through that 4-minute routine, you can be strong as an ox. But if your heart can't process oxygen and pump that blood through you as quickly as you need it to, and if your lung capacity is like you can't get through the first verse, that's a problem. Now, there is a lot of debate. Some people will tell you cardio is the devil for strength people. It takes away from it. Some people say it's not necessary. It's, there's 3 people and 17 opinions. And with the internet, good God, it just makes it even worse. So, but for most of you out there, most of us, we're going to the gym because one, it's cute, and two, we're just trying not to die of a heart attack tomorrow. So unless you are a super hardcore athlete or you have very, very specific and difficult to attain goals, go ahead and do it. Cardio is not going to kill you. You're not going to suddenly lose all your strength and that flexibility, and pole's not going to. You're not going to lose your pole muscles if you take 2 days off. Damn it! In fact, they're going to get stronger because they've had time to take a nap and come back better than ever. So cardio, in terms of now how much to do, what to do, that all is very specific in terms of your body, your goals, and what you want to do. I would aim for about 15 to 20 minutes of cardio, let's say 3 times a week. And this is assuming that you're doing pole dancing or something else, maybe 1 or 2 times a week. If you were just doing cardio, I would encourage you to do it closer to 5 days a week, maybe 30 minutes. But if we're doing this as a method of cross-training and to supplement the other workouts that we're doing, you probably don't need as much. And also, here's a note. People think that you're going to lose more weight, you're going to burn more calories if you're on the treadmill for 2 hours versus just 1 hour. I've had people leave my conditioning classes, not even pole, but just like regular gym conditioning classes, where I bust ass for real, total body workout for 45 minutes. And then they go and do another 45 minutes of cardio on the treadmill. No, you don't need that. If you are crawling or walking at like a casual, leisurely pace, then cool, you could do 45 minutes. But you but if you don't have that 45 minutes to an hour of casual, leisurely pace, up your pace, go up a hill or two, or get your incline up if you're on a machine. Rock that shit for like 15, 20 minutes and you're good. You are good. It's the equivalent. You could bake something really fast at 500 degrees, or you could turn the oven down to 350 and bake it much longer. Either way, it's going to come out done. It just depends on what you want to do. And you can totally switch it up. If you want to do some days you walk for a long time, you go slow, great. Other days you want to just bust some shit out real quick and you go faster, that's awesome too. That's totally personal choice. Yeah, just go and find some stairs. So Stephanie, this is actually, I'm so glad you brought that up because an important thing to get the most out of your workout, particularly a cardio workout, is if you're walking on just level ground, that actually doesn't really do much at all. Your muscles aren't being challenged because we walk on level ground all the time. If you want to crank that bad boy up, even just a little bit, give me a slight hill or a slight incline. Now, not only am I using my quads, the big old meaty muscles in the top of your, in the front of your thighs, but now I got to get my booty into it. I got to get the hamstrings. I got to get my whole leg working instead of just easy walk forward. Anybody can do that. But if you really want to get something, definitely give me hills. Make it go up and down, up and down. So your body is always guessing. It always has to change and adapt. Anytime your body has to change, adapt, learn something new, that is gold. That is cross training gold. You want to keep your body slightly confused at all times. Because although you may feel like you look crazy or you feel stupid doing something because you're not very good at it, that is your muscles needing time to learn what is going on. Your muscles learning is them becoming your muscles learning is them becoming stronger. It's giving new muscles a chance to shine and to save the day, and it's giving your usual overworked muscles a chance to sit the fuck down for a minute. So Amy, oh, that was a big sip. So Amy brought up a great point here. I actually cut back on my cardio supplement and started losing weight. At 5 times a week, 45 to 60 minutes, I was losing nothing and exhausted. So, I don't want to focus too much on weight loss because that's a whole nother beast and an animal that I'm still trying to figure out how to touch. But I think this is a really great point. So for me, one of the reasons why pole dancing became so personal and so important is because this is when I started to lose weight. Before I was doing pole dancing, even just once a week, I was doing the same thing as Amy. I was cardio monster. That's just my doorbell. We have a special guest coming. So I was cardio monster. I was doing every dance class, and that was cute, but I wasn't seeing any changes. I wasn't feeling any changes, and I didn't understand why. I had been avoiding all these things that looked scary in the gym. I didn't want to lift a weight. I'm not doing a crunch. That's what I hated when I was younger. So why the hell would I do it now as an adult? Oh, where's my drink? Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. I didn't want to do that when I was younger, but now I understand that's exactly how I started losing weight. And that's exactly how my body transformed to instead being dominant in body fat, I've got a whole bunch more muscle to keep that body fat company. And I still have excess body fat that I would like to slim down, and it would make a difference in my health overall and just my general well-being. But I wasn't getting that from just cardio alone. I call it the girl cardio trap, and I know it's more than girls do it, but that's just that's just what happened. It's so many women that I talk to, that's what I get. So I'm also going to take a pause because I'm going to introduce a secret weapon. Look at this. My blonde bombshell. She is back. All right, guys, that's why I was answering my door. So Kirsten is one of my pole students. My love. She is the smartest woman because she said, "Oh, it's winter in New York. Peace, bitches. Let me just go ahead and rock this Southeast Asia." I don't know if it was East, but it was. She was in Asia. She had the Instagram pictures that you're like, doesn't look that fun. Like you try and tell yourself how much fun she's not having because it's not you. You're not in Bali right now. I just kept drinking, pretending like, I think she's bored over there. It's just leaves and shit, and who wants to be in a jungle? Anyway, so Kirsten, of course, make yourself at home. If at any point you want to jump in, throw in some 2 cents, you're welcome to it. Otherwise, tequila's in the freezer. Got some margarita fixins. All right, guys, I love all this chat going on right now. Just the talking back and forth, like I said, it's so helpful when you guys help each other. And Philip, what time to walk on the treadmill for an hour? You know, I gotta be in a certain kind of mood to walk on the treadmill for an hour. And I love walking. So, you know what I've done actually is instead of like the high intense periods, if I've got time during the day, because my weird ass art circle freak schedule, artist schedule, I take those long walks outside. I love walking around New York City. I love just sort of people watching the random people. And you know, New York, it's of course not true, real nature, but it's close enough. So it's always fun, you know, seeing the random plots of trees and grass, and just we try and get as much nature as we can, like next to the subway. So, you know, for those of you who don't live in the city, though, I can imagine you probably got some beautiful landscapes to go and check out. So please make it interesting. And actually, I would this again brings up the next note is a couple people had asked, how do you bring enthusiasm? How do you make other stuff besides pole less boring? So this, you know, this is a question that there's a reason why all of us or most of us here we got obsessed with pole dancing because finally we found something that wasn't fucking boring and we got to do something cool and still get the workout credit. It's like what? It's like you're cheating on a test, but not really. So, so I hear you in you went to pole to avoid all that other regular gym bullshit. One, just like with pole, you stuck with pole. Yes, it gave you transformations, but if it wasn't fun and you didn't like it, you wouldn't be there. Take that same mindset and take it elsewhere. If you don't want to go to a regular gym, don't go to a regular gym. If you hate being on the treadmill, don't go on the treadmill. I fucking hate the Stairmaster. I only do it if I have a friend next to me who's making me do it, and I max out at 10 minutes, because that is some bullshit for more than 10 minutes. Okay, so find things. Like I mentioned before, I love to walk. My cardio isn't the sprinting around the city, but I will walk all over Brooklyn, damn it. Find things that bring you joy first and foremost. One more time. Whether you're cross training, straight chilling, I don't care what the purpose of it. Find things that make you happy. You are going to work so much harder at them, and they're going to be so much more enjoyable. So you don't have to suffer. Like the gym does not have to be a suffering thing. You've been so good with pole and aerial stuff. You got away from that. Don't go back to it, boo boo. So that's you know, that's my brief thing to say about enthusiasm. And now there may be times where you're gonna have to just suck it up Maybe just go do 15 minutes of some ab work or some rolling. And if you feel like, you know what, I don't know if there's a way to avoid all the shit that I don't like doing at the gym because I need it, give yourself 10 minutes. What you can do in 10 minutes is probably one, that's a threshold of if you hate your life, you can hate your life for 10 minutes. That's okay. When it gets into 15, 20 minutes, you start bullshitting anyway because you don't want to do that shit. So give yourself 10 minutes. Start with twice a week. 10 minutes twice a week. You can foam roll like we talked about. You can do exercises that are not about your back muscles. They're about the chest. They're about the legs, things that we don't use as much in pole dancing. Okay? And if you're not sure what muscles that I'm talking about, basically think about things that are not sore on your body and go make them sore. That's a good one, right? It's so true. Like, who's doing that underwater? Exactly. I mean, I'm not sore enough. Don't tell anybody. So I'm not sore enough. But if you, that is just that's an easy thing for us to remember is if you're not sure what muscles are you're supposed to work out, what muscles need some extra love, what feels really good, what's comfortable, go fuck that up. All right, let's go down this list here. Oh, a balanced program. So, you know, with the cardio and the invited soreness, this is a greater topic called balancing your program. And this is also why cross training is so important. If you do the same thing all day, every day, you will get injured 50 times faster than if you put your body through different kinds of obstacles. This is because well, part of it is the law of diminishing returns. What that means is you can have your favorite slice of cake, but so long until you don't even want to have your favorite slice of cake anymore. And your body's like, if you put another piece of lemon swirl with a cream cheese frosting, Roz, if you put another piece in me, I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna take it. My body's gonna reject it. To say, fuck your lemon cake, boo. Give me something else, please. There's so many other things. That's exactly what your body needs. If you give it the same thing, even if it's a good, positive thing, if you give it the same thing all the time, it is eventually going to break down. It's going to wear into a groove. It's going to get bored, and it's going to stop working hard. It's going to go on, your muscles are going to go into autopilot, and you could be doing something you've done 700 times. But because your body doesn't have to think, it just gets lazy. And when it gets lazy, your form goes to shit, and then you go to a copay situation. Nobody wants a copay, boo boo. Oh, yes, in Philadelphia, all the food. I mean, shit. Sorry about those food references. I mean, I'm drinking that. It's just what happens. Soul of a fat kid, always. So, so that's, you know, having a balanced program is important. So, generally speaking, again, I just want to give an overview of what your weekly fitness program should consist of. So we've got strength that's taken care of by pole dancing and maybe a few other things you do on the side. Pole dancing, weightlifting, whatever. Lift some heavy shit. Do that. That's strength. We talked about cardio. Cardio. Start panting. Lose your breath. Get the sweat beads dripping down into the crack of your eye. Do something. Make your heart have to work. So when you get to that third verse, you have still the stamina to bust that shit out and win nationals. Now, we also talked about way earlier in the webinar, I spoke about foam rolling and resting and relaxing. Jesus. Jesus. So important. Okay? All work, no play makes your body fucked up. All play, no work is just as bad too. You need time to recover. Your body needs time to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. I'm dropping the F-bombs today, but that's how I feel though. That's what it is your body really does need that time because and sleeping is a part of your recovery. Foam rolling is a part of your recovery. Drinking all the water mixed with some whiskey is part of your recovery. Making sure you have enough vegetables, enough nutrients. Okay, people may not consider that, might be a stretch to consider that cross training, but shit, I think it's an important part of an overall balanced program because you've got to get the right kind of fuel into your body so you can go and fuck it up and try that Iron X again, Roz. Which, side note, guys, Iron X, PolCon, it's coming. I don't give a shit what happens on stage. I will pause the DJ if I need to, and I will be Xing. I will figure something out. Anyway, so it is so important. You've got to get that balance of caring for your muscles, stretching, flexibility, okay, foam rolling, relaxing, massages. Then you've got to get the cardio. Then you've got to get the strength training. Now, one may argue that there are other types of subcategories in each of those places, and there totally are. But for most of you, you're not the hardcore, diehard, I'm going to the Olympics tomorrow. You're trying not to have a heart attack when you're 12 kind of thing. And you just want to get better at pole and be more badass on Instagram and on YouTube videos. So think of those three major categories. And in terms of how often you do them per week or when, I would suggest having one day focus on one thing. So on a Monday, if you go and do pole dancing, that's your strength. Tuesday, maybe switch it up. Give me a little bit of cardio. Wednesday, perhaps give me some flexibility or a massage or something where it's a little more chill. Yoga is a great thing. Okay? And then go ahead and pick that cycle up again. Start again with strength for one day and then flex and then this. And you may find that your body, you can do maybe 3 strength days a week and only have 1 cardio or 1.5 cardio and maybe 2 stretch. You might find your body can only take 1-2 classes max pole per week. And you need 3 sessions of foam rolling and relaxing and maybe 1 cardio. Okay? This is where there's no prescribed thing that's going to work for everybody. It's going to take a while. It's going to be awkward to test some shit out, to figure out what works. I can give you my best examples. I can tell you what worked for Roz the Diva here, but my patterns of working out may be totally different from your patterns. And particularly, let's get a little nerdy now, a little more nerdy, is the way my muscles are composed, the way my body's composed is I can't run fast, but I can lift some shit. Okay, so strength training, therefore, is going to come a lot easier for me than cardio. So if there's a day where I've got a good amount of energy, go and maybe bust out that cardio instead of strength. Okay, because that's what I need the most love for. That's when I got to give myself a pep talk. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to bust it out. Okay, and maybe on a day where you're not, you're still working hard, of course, but maybe not at the super top of your game, then maybe go and do some things that you really enjoy. This is where pole can come in, maybe a lower level pole class than what you normally take. Something where you're balanced. Not every workout has to go hard in the paint. Lord Jesus, not every workout needs to be the Death Spartan Warrior race. That is bad for you. Yes, I want you to work hard, and I want you to get the most out of your gym time, but ease up. If you go too hard all the time, you're gonna break down. I've seen it happen to world-class athletes time and time again. There's a reason why, take the NFL, for example. I'm sorry, not the NFL. NBA is what I meant to say. Take the NBA, for example. The average career is probably a couple of years. And there's a reason why people aren't hardcore professional athletes in their 80s. Oh, well, not most of them. Because your body can take so much stress, but for so long. You want to think long term. Yes, you taking 900 classes or running a marathon every day, that's going to be cute now. But in a year or so, or maybe not until 10 or 15 years, that's going to catch up with you. And it doesn't mean that you've been doing something wrong this whole time. You could have perfect form in what you're doing. But if you go too hard, your body, it's eventually just going to say it's enough. So you've got to think about adjusting, okay, adjusting things. And sometimes we're so damn stubborn because all we want to do is go hard all day because we assume that's how all our great pole warrior friends, that's how they got to be warrior status. It's because all they did is eat, sleep, and breathe pole 24/7. And yes, the elite, the top pole ones, they go hard in the paint. But again, especially with pole, we don't have enough really old people to know how we're all going to be fucked up later in life. We have a general idea like no one's going to have shoulders, our backs are going to be shot to shit, and no hips. So we know we're generally going to have like ballerina and gymnast drama. But our sport is still so damn new that we don't really know just how bad that drama is going to be. So I need you. I know you want to get there. I know. But pump the brakes for 5 minutes. Or if anything else, if you've been going hard for the last 6 months training for a show, the next 2 months after that, so I'm actually going to pause here and I want to open this up for any more questions and things. And I'm just taking a look at my notes and I'm pretty sure I hit all the points that you guys had asked me to hit. So I want to, let's see, we got some comments coming in here. Philip Deal, tell the children, you damn right, okay? Amy, preach, injuries will change your life, son. Injuries suck. If you think right now, you think things are crappy because you can't get that one slightly impossible pole pose, well, it's going to be a lot harder when your arm is in a sling because you don't have a rotator cuff. So absolutely think about that. Michelle says, we tend to want everything too fast and we go hard and fast. Jesus. Followed up with slow and steady. And again, Philip, we need to be satisfied with ourselves. I'm going to take the biggest drink that I've taken tonight about the point of being satisfied with ourselves. Because absolutely, honestly, this is where I suck at sometimes. As a teacher, I put so much pressure on myself to try and be really good. And like my students are better than me, they're stronger than me. Oh my God, I failed. No, you didn't. You didn't fail. You didn't fail because you didn't get that one move yet. You didn't fail because, Marlo or Samstar or some other crazy pole bitch didn't like your Instagram picture yet. That doesn't mean failure. More often than not, it just means not yet. And man, that concept of I didn't get it yet is so important. And actually, maybe even a bonus fourth component to your training, cross training, is mentally chill out. Chill out. If your mind is constantly in the state of do better, do stronger, go faster, be slimmer, and now I want you to have your eyes on the prize. But if that's the only thing you can see, you're going to drive yourself miserable. You're going to be miserable. It might take you probably even longer to get to where you're going. You're going to be alone, and it's going to suck. It's going to suck all the fun out of it. Please don't kill the fun from the sport that you started because it was awesome in the first place. I see this happen so often with people. I actually think sometimes I go through some funky periods of pole too. I love teaching it, but as a student, I've got 900 different thoughts and different emotions when I'm in class. So I hear you. And oh, Stephanie, my mental is never on chill. I know that is an issue for me. I'm card carrying member of the Roz Needs to Chill the Fuck Out Club. For me, aside from the physical aspect of working out and that mental pressure and watching my weight and blah blah blah, um, my business mental game is so unbalanced, and I'm constantly every day I'm thinking I gotta post something on all my social media accounts, then check my bank balances. Who do I owe money to still? How can I get more clients? How do I get more clients? How do I get more clients? Ooh, let me wake up. I have to pee. Cute. Get more clients. So, shit, man, I get that. And, I want to, maybe I'll actually talk about that. Cheers. Hold on. Diva host, okay? When you come over here, you're not drinking out of a solo cup. Sometimes, maybe. But real liquor, real stemware. This doesn't, I don't think it counts somewhere because it's a highball, because this is what old stockbroker white guys drink out of. Hmm, it's exactly where we're going. Uh, so as I start to kind of wrap some stuff up here, I want to give you guys a time. If there's any last comments that you want to put out there, um, I want to also, as always, I'm always concerned that people don't feel my gratitude enough. But when I tell you it matters, everything that you do, every comment, every like, every share, you coming to these webinars, this makes a difference for me because there's no big, marketing scheme, there's no engine, there's no money behind this. This is me. I am my accountant. I am my social media manager. I have a therapist, but I play almost therapist myself sometimes. and and I do so much of what I do, when I'm sitting on my couch typing furiously something is, I hope other people like this. I hope this works. And when I'm not sure, I post something and then even just getting that first like, and I'm like, your support, it means a lot. Whether it's $5, whether it's more than that, you should come to a class when you're tired and you're like, all right, well, it's Roz, let me come anyway. I pay attention and I notice and I'm thankful. And I'm actually going to speak on behalf of all the other independent hustler teachers out there too. Like, this is shit. This is it. And yes, Mr. Deal, I just saw that. So I want to give Philip a huge thank you right now, because it's one thing when people have money, give it to people who don't have money. But from one small business owner to another, when just that recognition of your time and saying thanks, I am so thankful. So thank you, Philip. And thank you for everybody else who's ever done anything for me, financially or not. Um, Absolutely stalk my website, rozthediva.com. This and all the other webinars, you can replay them as much as you want anytime and replay them, show them to your friends, watch a piece. I always want suggestions for the next webinar and what you guys want to hear about. I'm thinking the mental stress is what we need to talk about, because that is like the silent plague of us. And we've also got some really fucked up body dysmorphia going on as an industry. That's probably about 18 webinars in itself. So unless anybody's got any more questions, my website, rozthediva.com, Facebook, Roz the Diva, Twitter, Roz the Diva, Tumblr, Roz the Diva, probably some other random shit. I don't know if there's a Roz the Diva porn website at this point, but I feel like I would be really, flattered if there was, but only if it's good porn. Um, Instagram, of course. You got hit me up anywhere. Give me a 3-day grace period to answer you, please. But if you don't mind that, So thank you to everybody who's still rocking me this whole hour. Go ahead, refill the drink. I'm gonna get a taco to go with this, and then rock out this drink that Miss Gallagher is making me next to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you. Happy cocktail. Mm-mm. Mm. Yes, people. Bonus shout out to damn Amy McGee coming through with that support. Damn it, yes, yes. Oh yes, and Stephanie. See, I was gonna go, but then I was like, oh no, because I see comments coming. Oh, Rachel, I lied. I was so supposed to talk about inverting tips. I am so sorry about that. I was feeling the spirit. I got you. We're gonna do a whole inverting is a whole beast and shit, but I promise I'm gonna come through with it. And then that is not a 3 minute topic. That's not even a 1 hour webinar. That's like a 1 month intensive. And PoleCon, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be at PoleCon. I'm gonna be loud as hell. We all need to just come out. Just find me drinking and screaming something and twerking. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna let you go for real now. I love you guys so much. Peace out, home skillets. I'll talk to you later.